In your relationship, you found yourself always doing the heavy lifting. You poured your heart out, gave your time, and always showed up with love and support, hoping your partner would do the same. But as time went by, it was clear that they weren't meeting you halfway. You were there for them, but they weren't there for you, leaving you feeling lonely and unappreciated. The more you gave, the less you seemed to get back, and it started to wear you down. Feeling this constant one-sidedness was tough and not something you could keep up with forever. Realizing that you were the only one truly invested, you made a hard choice to take a step back to protect your own feelings. This decision was tough, but necessary to look after your emotional well-being and push your partner to hopefully start putting in as much as you were. You realized that staying in a relationship where your feelings were consistently overlooked would only bring more pain. Prioritizing your own well-being, you embarked on a journey of self-love, which soon began to transform your life in remarkable ways. Perhaps it was fate, or maybe it was the shift in focus towards your own needs. But either way, you started experiencing positive changes both internally and externally. As you dedicated more attention to nurturing yourself, it seemed as if everything around you began to align better. This newfound commitment to self-care restored a sense of equilibrium that had been absent, impacting every aspect of your life. Your spirit was uplifted, your body felt healthier, and your mind became more stable. This inner peace filled a void you had felt for too long, bringing a sense of completeness that was profoundly satisfying. This transformation was not confined to your inner world. It was evident in your outward behavior and the way others perceived you. Your partner, too, couldn't help but notice the change. Your increased self-confidence and self-appreciation made it clear that reestablishing a close relationship with you would now require more effort and respect than they had previously shown. The firm boundaries you had set were apparent, causing a shift in their attitude. They became anxious as they realized that the old, effortless ways of interacting with you were no longer effective. They faced a new reality where you were not as readily accessible or forgiving as before. This shift forced them to reconsider their approach to the relationship. No longer could they rely on your previous tolerance and generosity without giving anything in return. They now understood that to reconnect with you, they would need to genuinely demonstrate their commitment and respect for your needs and boundaries. It was a challenging adjustment for them, but it was necessary for the health and sustainability of any future relationship between you. As they grappled with this new dynamic, it became evident that the power balance had shifted significantly. You had moved from a position of vulnerability to one of strength, setting the terms of engagement based on mutual respect and equality. As you continue on this path of self-love and empowerment, you hold the power to decide what relationships are worth pursuing or renewing based on how they align with your personal growth and self-respect. This journey has not only changed how you see yourself, but has also redefined your expectations from others, especially in how they recognize and value your worth. Now, the choice to engage or disengage with your partner rests entirely in your hands, guided by the profound personal insights and the fulfillment you have found within yourself. You had reached your limit with the childish behavior and thoughtless actions that had become too common in your relationship. As you started to change and prioritize your own well being, your partner began to realize the magnitude of their mistakes. They saw how ignoring your calls, not replying to your messages, or just not being there for you had deeply hurt you. You had always given them your love and patience, but they had taken it for granted. Now, as they faced the consequences of their neglect, it became clear to them that their failure to communicate and be present was not just immature, it was incredibly unfair to someone who had always cared so much. As they reflected on their behavior, they started to grasp the extent of the pain they had inflicted. The indifference they had once hidden behind now presented a significant barrier that they could no longer ignore, forcing them to confront the reality of their actions. Your consistent kindness and understanding, even in response to their unkindness, acted like a mirror, reflecting back their guilt and prompting them to reconsider how they had treated someone so deserving of respect. With this new awareness, your partner felt genuine remorse for their past behaviors and expressed a sincere desire to make amends. They approached you, hoping for forgiveness, fully aware that repairing the damage would take time. They wanted to start over, to erase past errors, guilt, and blame. They aimed to rebuild the relationship on a foundation of equality, without the heavy load of previous emotional baggage. However, the dynamics had irrevocably changed. Your journey towards self-love and self-respect had empowered you, and you were no longer the same person who had once tolerated their shortcomings. You had become stronger and more self-assured, setting standards and boundaries that were non-negotiable. This transformation in your demeanor and outlook had shifted the balance of power in the relationship. Your partner's realization that the old ways would no longer suffice was a painful but necessary wake-up call. They now understood that to be part of your life, they would need to consistently demonstrate respect, understanding, and equality. This shift required them to abandon their previous behaviors and actively work on becoming a better partner who could meet your new standards. This period of change was not just a wake-up call for them, but a reaffirmation for you that self-care and self-respect are paramount. The choices you made to improve your own life had set a precedent for what you expected from others, especially your partner. As you continued to grow and nurture your self-esteem, it became evident that any future interactions with your partner would need to respect the new, stronger person you had become. In navigating these transformed dynamics, the control was firmly in your hands. You could decide whether to forgive and give your partner a chance to prove their change, or to move forward independently, continuing on your path of personal growth and fulfillment. Either way, the decision would be made from a position of strength and clarity, ensuring that whatever choice you made, it would contribute positively to your ongoing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Your new rules were clear, and you weren't willing to bend them for anyone, not even for your partner. They noticed this firmness and felt a mix of worry and pause, realizing that to win back your love, they would need to show real change and act more maturely than before. The times when they could take you for granted were over. They understood that if they wanted a chance to make things right, they'd have to transform how they treated you. They needed to truly support you and meet you on your level, showing you the respect and equality you deserved. The choice to forgive and perhaps reconnect is entirely up to you. You've worked hard to find inner balance and peace, and any decision you make from here should honor the personal growth and insights you've gained. Your journey towards self-love and taking charge has brought you to a place where you can confidently make the best choices for your heart, whether that involves starting anew with them or continuing on your own. You're now the one in control of your happiness and well-being. As we talk about these big changes, I'd like to share something more personal, a deep reflection that mirrors themes of regret, change, and hope. Our love has been shaped by many trials. Every challenge we've faced together has only made our connection stronger, and every hardship has built our resilience. Our bond, once seen as unbreakable, has been deeply changed by your impact on my life. You arrived like a bright light, guiding me out of the dark and showing me new ways forward I hadn't imagined before. You showed me that real love isn't about big words or promises that mean nothing, but about the little things that deeply move the heart. Your love has been a constant light for me, always there, even when I felt lost or unsure. I need to tell you how sorry I am. I let you down, and I regret it deeply. My own pride and stubbornness got in the way, and now all I'm left with is regret. My ego is broken, and I feel the heavy weight of my mistakes. I've spent many hours thinking about my actions, and I feel so ashamed. You deserved much better from me, and I hope that maybe, over time, you can forgive me. I'm working hard every day to find a sense of calm and balance within myself, a place where I can talk to you openly and truthfully. I understand that trust is something fragile and can't be fixed quickly, but I am dedicated to rebuilding it step by step.